the jazziest, matazziest. Welcome to Josh's Record Reviews. This is the debut episode. Today we are going to be discussing one of the best examples of musical genre fusion. That is hip-hop and jazz. Yes, my fellow music lovers, today we discuss Guru's Jazzmatazz. Now, who is Guru, you may be wondering. And if you are, you clearly don't know your hip-hop history. Because Guru, my friends, is the premier MC, is the only MC from the group, the legendary hip-hop duo Gang Starr. The best hip-hop duo that came after Eric B and Rakim is this, Gang Starr. DJ Premier, the venerable DJ Premier, exclusively producing every beat. And the premier MC, Guru, which is an acronym for Gifted, Unlimited, Rhymes, Universal. When I was a kid, my favorite genre of music was hip-hop, and I had little interest in jazz. That changed completely when I discovered Guru's Jazzmatazz Volume 1 album on CD at a Virgin Megastore while on a summer vacation in Paris in the early 1990s. The album was featured prominently in the hip-hop section of the store and had a sticker on the plastic wrap that said featuring MC Solar, who was a famous French MC at the time. I instantly knew I would buy the CD because I was already a huge fan of Gang Starr. This album was released in 1993. Now, this album is near and dear to my heart, personally, for two reasons. It made jazz music cool to me. Coming from being a huge fan of hip-hop, my dad had always listened to lots of jazz, and I heard it growing up, and I would always hear John Coltrane, Miles Davis playing in the stereo at home. But I didn't grow to really appreciate it until albums like this appeared in my environment. Once I discovered this, it sent me down a pathway to appreciate the other genres. Jazz and jazz fusion and experimental music. And it says right on the cover, an experimental fusion of hip-hop and jazz. And expanded my sonic palette to include international hip-hop artists. It was also a huge commercial success in Europe. Arguably, it was a Tribe Called Quest who first used jazzy live instrumentation in 1991 on their classic album The Low End Theory, where they collaborated with the great bassist Ron Carter. Stetsasonic was the first to use live instrumentation on a hip-hop record, and their producer, Prince Paul, would go on to work with De La Soul, a member of the Native Tongues family with Tribe Called Quest. While those projects had paved the way for a full-blown jazz rap concept in Jazzmatazz, the Jazzmatazz album itself would pave the way for live band rap groups like The Roots to take the concept even further, as evident on their 1995 release, Do You Want More? Guru, who sadly passed away in 2010, should not only be regarded as one of the greatest MCs of all time, but also given proper dues and respect as the main creative force behind the making of Jazzmatazz. On this project, Guru assembled a superstar lineup of jazz musicians. Guru is also credited as having arranged, mixed, and produced the album. It was recorded in 1992 at D&D Studios in New York City. The Chrysalis Records label released the album in 1993. Now, I was lucky to see Gang Starr and Guru perform live on two occasions. One was in college. They performed at my university, so that was extra special for me. The Black Eyed Peas opened for them, and honestly, I couldn't wait for the Black Eyed Peas to just hurry up and finish their set so that they could leave more time in the set list for Gang Starr. And the show was amazing. And then another show was the Common tour for Electric Circus with Erykah Badu. I think it was her birthday or something. It was the Roots were there, and Gang Starr, and I think Floetry and a couple other acts. But Gang Starr, for me, stole the show. Guru's presence on stage was so powerful, and DJ Premier, he just commands the decks. He's the true essence of a hip hop DJ. Just it's perfection. That perfect blend of hip hop, perfectly blends with this jazz concept.
Okay, let's talk about the vinyl itself. So my copy is a reissue that was pressed in 2016. A big issue with many rap vinyl pressings is sibilance. You know, when you hear S's, especially in the vocals, you might hear a scratchy, high-pitched noise. That's what sibilance is referring to. I'm happy to report that this record does not have a high amount of sibilance. The bass response is very clear and does not muddy the overall mix. The horn sections are usually panned wide and given the space that they need to sit alongside Guru's vocals smoothly. The cover art emulates old Blue Note records, with solid blue in the upper third containing the album title, while the rest of the frame features an extremely cool-looking green-tinted black and white picture of Guru exhaling smoke in front of a microphone, surrounded in darkness, save for one bright light on his face. The backside of the cover contains extensive liner notes and credits, again in the style of classic Blue Note releases. Guru says in the liner notes, "Jazz's mellow tracks, along with the hard rap beat, go hand in glove with my voice." Song-by-song breakdown. Introduction. Guru gets straight to the point and explains his ideas behind the project alongside a trumpet. A nice relaxing introduction. Lounging. Features Donald Byrd on trumpet and piano. The boom-bap beat blends seamlessly with Byrd's relaxing trumpet notes. When listening, you can close your eyes and imagine sitting in a smoky jazz club and mellowing out to this amazing music. Some critics say that Guru's lyrics are too simplistic. However, I believe the simplicity is equal parts accessibility and deceptive complexity. Guru himself said that it's mostly the voice that matters, meaning his amazing tone, delivery, and cadence. On those merits, he excels with his vocal work. There are also interesting conversations between Guru and Donald Byrd embedded in the song about the music industry. When You're Near features Nadea Davenport on vocals and Simon Law on keyboards. A great groovy bass line accentuates the keyboard chords. Nadea's voice is smooth and seductive, and she's given equal time of the track with Guru, which strikes a fantastic balance. Transit Ride features Branford Marsalis on alto and soprano saxophone and Zachary Brew on guitar. This is my favorite track on the album. I love the interplay between the sax and the guitar. The song creates an atmosphere that succeeds in making you feel like you yourself are on the metro. Guru's cadence on here is stellar, and the rhythm keeps your head bouncing. Marsalis' mix of saxophones and melodic playing is equally relaxing and stimulating. No Time to Play features Ronnie Jordan on guitar and DC Lee and Big Shug on vocals. Smooth, jazzy guitar licks are prominent in this upbeat track. DC Lee sings a great chorus that's infectious and easy to sing along to. Down the Back Streets, featuring Lonnie Liston Smith on acoustic and electric pianos. Though many hip-hop artists have sampled Lonnie Liston Smith's records, Guru one-ups them by actually having the musician himself play on his record. The rhythmic swing in his piano playing induces lots of head nodding. Respectful Dedications. Similar to the introduction, where Donald Byrd prefaced his feature track by playing a short trumpet line while Guru spoke, this track gives a sneak peek to Roy Ayers' vibes while Guru converses. Take a Look at Yourself, featuring Roy Ayers on vibraphone. Another staple in hip-hop sampling appears in the flesh to perform on Guru's album. This is my third favorite track on this album, as I am a huge fan of Roy Ayers' work. I love Guru's simplistic hook, and it's fun to rap along to. The vibes on here are absolutely magic and exude sweetness. Trust Me, featuring Nadea Davenport on vocals. The most traditional R&B sounding track on this album that works to balance out the stronger jazz fusion elements of the other songs. Slicker Than Most, featuring Gary Barnacle on sax and flute. It's so fresh to hear a flutist soloing underneath an MC rapping. These fusion elements are what make Jazzmatazz so unique and valuable. Le BNLM All, featuring MC Solar in an outstanding international collaboration. You know an MC is talented when you don't speak their language and they still capture your attention. His tone mixes perfectly with Guru's, and together they made a beautiful song. It's my second favorite track on this album. Sights in the City, the final song, featuring Courtney Pine on alto and soprano sax and flute, Carlene Anderson on vocals, and Simon Law on keyboards. A beautiful closing track as Guru tells a serious story against the backdrop of more bluesy style jazz fusion. So final score, 5 out of 5 octaves. All serious music collectors should own this record.
Final score of Jazzmatazz, 5 out of 5 octaves, my friends. This is a true classic. Guru sadly passed away in 2010. A true tragedy. Way too young. And so, you know, every hip-hop fan, every jazz fan if you haven't heard this record, I implore you to seek this out now, whether it's CD, vinyl, streaming, whatever you want. Thank you. Stay tuned for another episode.
All right, y'all, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, check out my Patreon. If you like the content, if you want to see more, drop a comment, let me know what you'd like to hear, what you'd like to see. The bread and butter of the channel will be reason tutorials, music production. Then there will be music record reviews and other content coming. Thank you. Peace out. Happy music making and listening.